Hello, my name is Chassety Rains, and today I'll be presenting my analysis of Texas wildfires for the final project in my Exploring Spatial Databases class. A bit of background on me: I am currently a grad student with the Natural Resource Management Department, and I am pursuing a Master's of Science in Wildlife, Aquatic, and Wildland Science and Management. I am also pursuing a GIS certificate as well. And with that, I have obtained a summer job working at Texas Tech this summer through a developed program that is ran by NASA. And in this job, we are working with remote sensing of wildfires in Argentina. And a little script about the description of the project is that this NASA-developed project aims to understand the feasibility of using Landsat data to map burned areas over time to define the frequency of fires and assessing areas that are most prone to burning. So with that, I wanted to gain some experience before heading into the job with looking at wildfires and mapping of them. And I think this just will help prepare me for the project that I have coming up this summer. A little bit of background on wildfires. Wildfires have two main causes of natural and anthropogenic. So within the natural realm, there's lightning can cause wildfires, extreme temperatures, and just spontaneous ignition within the right conditions. Anthropogenic or human-caused wildfires also occur due to cigarette butts being thrown out, power lines, even deliberate burning, such as campfires or even just prescribed burnings, and they can get out of control sometimes. But there's just different means to how wildfires can ignite. Wildfires create a lot of destruction in their path. They destroy forest covers, ecosystems. We lose biodiversity due to this and habitats as well. And within the U.S., wildfires are pretty costly and cost around $394 to $893 billion yearly, according to the Joint Economic Committee, and this varies. But this cost seems to be increasing throughout the time, and this is due also to climate change, where climate change has been increasing the intensity and frequency of these wildfires, and also promotes the wildfire conditions as it becomes hotter and drier in a lot of locations, and it just enhances the probability that wildfires will occur, and also makes these wildfires harder to suppress and for firefighters to combat them due to their increase in intensity as well. For this project, I wanted to localize into one specific area. I wanted to look at wildfires in Texas. So a problem to analyze is, where are wildfires located within Texas, and can we map them? I know for my project that I'll be working on this summer, it's more of remote sensing, but I think that this will just help me and to better understand wildfires and mapping and being able to analyze them. So in addition to being able to map and localize wildfires, can we tally them and get a total amount of wildfires that are happening thus far within the year of 2024, and then localizing a little bit more which counties are being affected by wildfires, and to what extent of how many wildfires are these counties experiencing. For this project, I was able to upload some information into PGAdmin using some online open source data, and was able to download data from these open sources. The first data that I collected was from the National Interagency Fire Center, and this data was the wildfires locations that have occurred this far of 2024 within the U.S. And I downloaded a shapefile from this website, was able to upload it for my use, and it contained a variety of different types of wildfires, and specifically for this project I narrowed into looking at wildfires. The other the other data that I downloaded for this project was the county boundaries within the USA, and I was able to get this information from the United States Census Bureau, and again, downloaded a shapefile from this website and was able to upload it for my use. For this project, I utilized 3 different programs. The first one was PGAdmin 4, and I used this program to create tables, create views, and analyze data. The next program that I used was PostGIS, and I used this program to be able to upload data that I downloaded from online to be able to use within PGAdmin 4. And I also used QGIS, where I uploaded my layers and my tables and my views from PGAdmin 4 to be able to create a final map. The setup for this project was that I worked in Lesson 3DB database for this project. I utilized the existing states table that was already located within this database, and I uploaded the wildfire data that I downloaded and uploaded it into a table titled Wildfires, and I also uploaded the county data from the Census Bureau and uploaded it into a table called USA Counties. Had my downloaded data uploaded into PGAdmin, I began narrowing down this data into more usable formats that I would be able to use for this project. So to begin, I started working with the wildfire data that I had and created a new table from this previous table titled TX Wildfires. And so from the original table, I decided to pull out certain columns that would be needed for me to use. And I selected the ID, the incident type, and for this case, I selected just wildfires, which is indicated by WF. And I also selected the counties for the original data to know what counties the wildfires were located. And I also wanted to create a geometry column to be able to map out the location of the wildfires. And an initial table that I had downloaded and uploaded into PGAdmin, it included longitude and latitude coordinates. So utilizing the ST makepoint and ST set SRID, I was able to create a geometry column to create a precision point that would later be able to use to map out these locations. And specifically from the wildfires table, I wanted to select just the wildfires located in Texas, so I used a where command to select just the wildfires located in Texas. The next steps were to select the state, counties, and cities that I wanted to specifically work with. And so I created a view for each of these. And so from the states table that I had in Lesson 3 database, I was able to select the name as Texas to get the boundary for Texas. For the counties, I was able to select the counties just in Texas, and then to get all the counties boundaries within Texas. And then I wanted to select the capital of Austin for Texas, and was able to utilize table as well that was located in the Lesson 3 database, and use this table to select the capital of Austin as well as other major cities that I think were relevant to this, just being able to help people understand the map of people within our class for this presentation to be able to understand the location of these. So I decided to specifically show San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, that are all 3 big cities within Texas, as well as Lubbock, just because that is the location that we are located in here. My next steps were to determine how many fires were within each county and which counties contained wildfires this far in 2024. So using the table that I had created earlier of TX Wildfires, I was able to use a command of select POO County to see which counties wildfires were located in, and then use count, and then title that column as total fires to be able to get a total amount of wildfires that have occurred within those counties thus far. And once I was able to see that, I was able to get a return from this query. I was able to then just use Create View to create this into a view titled Counties with Fire. Of the counties that contained fires, the range was between 1 and 14 fires thus far in 2024 within the county boundaries. And so I wanted to be able to separate these to show the amount of fires that have occurred in these counties on the map. So for each of these different groupings, I created views for each of these. And so using similar query as before, I used count and using the TX wildfires table, and this time was using the command of having count to be able to separate the groups. And so for the first one I used was just having a count of that equals 1. The next one was having a count between 2 and 3. The next was having count between 4 and 8, and then having count of 9 and over. And then for these last couple tables, having the order by total fires in descending order. I wanted to be able to add the geometry of each of the counties to the groupings that I had just created with the view, so that way I could later on upload each of the counties according to their groupings for my final map. And so to be able to do this, I used inner join and join commands to link the views and the counties county tables that I have used previously. And so I use the as command to rename the views of the groupings of the fires as VW, and then another as command to rename the county's table as CT. And so I interjoined and joined these the view and the county table based on the names, and from this was able to also upload the geometry of the counties, and then further just selected a where command to select the name as Texas for the state to ensure that I was just containing counties and wildfires within Texas. Process for the groups and views of counties that had 4 to 8 fires within their limits, as well as counties that had fires of 9 or more fires within their boundaries. From this, I was able to find that thus far, as of April 23rd, 2024, there have been 222 wildfires in Texas, and these have affected 63 counties in total. 24 counties had fires, had just 1 fire within their boundaries. 18 counties had 2 to 3 fires. 15 counties had 4 to 8 fires. And 6 counties had 9 or more fires within their boundaries this year so far. And Jasper County had the most amount of wildfires with 14 in total. And with all of this information, I was able to upload my tables and views and layers into QGIS to create a final map. This is the map that I was able to create in QGIS, and so each of the red dots indicate a wildfire that I created from the TX wildfire table. And the gray dots represent cities with their names on them as well, and the star represents the capital of Texas, Austin. And I was able to color coordinate each of the counties by their groupings to show which counties have had the most amount of wildfires thus far within their limits. Future implications for this project is that as the year progresses, another command that could be used is update to continuously adding data to this project. and this information as more wildfires occur throughout the year, as I'm sure we will have more as we are most likely going to have a hot summer. We can also use similar steps like this to analyze other locations, not just within the U.S., outside, like Argentina, like I would be using for my summer job with the Develop program. And then some additional information that could be used and added to this type of project is the amount of area burned of where these wildfires are at, to add information of the total acreage of burned land from these wildfires. And that is the project that I had created for this class. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and I greatly appreciate your time.